So compared to the last 2 weeks, obviously for you, I would consider, I'm sure you would consider this a more cleaner game. I know the total yards were kind of similar for both teams, but I mean, I'm looking at this, you cut the penalties in half and third downs came down to 50%, which is well up from the last 2 weeks. How impressed were you with the guys' performances?
Well, it was a much needed win to start, on that part of it. So that was always better, when you win. We did. We focused a lot this week on little things, on details that matter. That's something I feel like we hadn't done a great job the first 2 weeks in tight football games against good football teams. We had too many penalties. Like you brought that up, and we had too many third down conversions, allowing that to happen on defense and not having our own conversions on offense. So that was stuff we focused on. We practiced, I thought very well. We've been practicing well throughout the year, but like having, that extra time of staying focused on what we're trying to get locked in on, and I feel like we did a good job at that. You got to cut the penalties in a team like Eastern New Mexico that runs the ball so much, and they're going to extend drives, and that's just what things are. So you're limited in offensive possessions. They're going to eat the clock up. I don't care how well you play on defense, they're going to have time of possession every single time. And so that's something we really focused on this week. So very happy with the way they played, and feel like we're moving in the right direction with that.
Through the first 2 weeks, you guys have had 2 turnovers each game, and then you go into the third game, and obviously it felt like more of an offensive game for you guys, but the defense, Andrew Pitts has another pick this year, and then all of a sudden you guys also get that first turnover to, go up 7-0. What has the message been to the defense to continue giving you guys more opportunities on offense?
Well, I mean, you got to be opportunistic. You got to go out there and take the ball away when they throw it to you. Andrew had a great pick and returned it down to, inside the 15 or whatever it was, but he had another one he probably should have had. We gave him a hard time about it, hit him right in the hands. But, that's one that probably ends the game, if he has that. So just continuing to get our guys in good position. The ball was on the ground 2 other times in the game that Eastern had with again, running the triple. You're going to have the ball on the ground sometimes. It's a lot of read things. So, we missed 2 opportunities with the ball on the ground, but really proud of the way they keep battling. Our defensive guys, we had a lot of returners on that side of the ball, and they play fast, and that's something that we do. We preach turnovers all the time. Anytime you get possession away from that type of offense or any type of offense and add one to your side of it is huge for us. So, continue to take the ball away, and then obviously on offense, doing a good job of protecting the ball and not giving it back to them is something that we continue to practice, and we've been fortunate so far this year.
I was going to ask how you felt about your offense's ability to put the game away when they got within a touchdown late.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Touch the ball again.
Yeah, it was awesome. I was proud of our, especially that last drive. We needed a couple first downs. They just went down and scored to make it 26-20, and I felt we had opportunities to close that game out earlier in there. Obviously, the whole situation with the fumbling the ball into the end zone, that would have been a huge score that would have put us up by 20 points. It would have been 33-13 at that time. But, they went down and scored, and we needed our offense to step up. And quite frankly, our offensive line took over. They really did. They took over the game, and they out-physicaled Eastern New Mexico, which is tough to do sometimes. They're a good football team. So really proud of that. That is the expectation, though. We have 3 seniors in that group, and we have 5 guys that have played a lot of football. Actually, 4 seniors in that group and 5 guys that have played a lot of football at Angelo State. So they got to be one of the things that we're going to hang our hat on, offensively this year is the O-line. So props out to them. Coach Atwell, our O-line coach, got them ready to go, challenged them all week to continue to improve. So it was great seeing those guys step up and be a big part of our success on Saturday.
4 road games in 5 weeks, like you mentioned earlier. How do you get the guys to rally through that type of adversity?
Well, the light at the end of the tunnel. You're going to have a bunch of home games at the end, on that part. But, it's just about doing your job and being professional with it and going out and handling the adversity, on that part of it. It's, it's tough, in that part, but that's scheduling in college football nowadays, especially in the Lone Star Conference when we have 2 open dates, and our location. There's not a whole lot of teams that want to come down to San Angelo to play, for multiple reasons. We've been a pretty good football team recently, and it's hard to get teams to come down and play. At the other time is it's a lot of travel. So we do what we have to do on that part, but just understanding the situation we're in. Obviously, sitting at 1-2, we won a football game, but everything's not fixed. We got to continue to play well and do some great things and win a bunch of them. To reach the goals we still want to accomplish. So, challenging them, with that part of it and making sure they understand the importance from each week. Game to game. Want to know each week, and if it's home, great. But we're going to be on the road this week again, so go out and compete and do what we got to do to win.
Like you just, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just asking how you felt about the quarterback play this week. It seemed like the percentage numbers were considerably better.
Well, Braden, he's getting better and better, and that's when you have young quarterbacks in the room, the thing that's going to make them better are game reps. You know what I mean? Just getting more and more experience and that kind of thing. So I thought he did outstanding. He. Obviously we'll continue to work on things. There's things we got to get cleaned up on the offensive side, but he took a huge step forward in what he was doing, and I'm proud of him for that. I'm not surprised though. I mean, he's a absolute top end competitor. He works at it. And I just love his game, and he's going to continue to expand on it, and the playbook's going to continue to get bigger and bigger with it, and he has a huge upside to what he's doing. So really proud of him, and Coach Kilmer too, our offensive coordinator, putting the game plan together to really put him in great situations and do things that he does well. So really happy with Braden and how he played.
That was my question too.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask about the matchup
Yep.
with Western New Mexico. Just how you feel about how y'all match up with
Yeah, I mean, I think we match up well. I mean, they're 2-1 right now. They played UTPB in a game, and that was one that was a lopsided loss for them. They beat a couple teams, so they got winning on their mind. They've done some good things. Their quarterback is, in my eyes, they lost the starter from last year. He transferred out of there, but the kid they got in there now, I think, has done a really good job for them in their games. Scrambles around with it well, throws the ball well. They got a senior running back that's done some good things. And the one thing about Western, too, I think on the offensive line, they finally got some consistency in that group. So in watching their film this morning and yesterday, I think they play pretty well in the O-line and what they've been doing for over the last few years. So, we're going to have to go out and play well. You throw in the travel like we talked about. It's a game, that you got to go and play well, quite frankly, and they're going to be excited. We're playing under the lights there at Western New Mexico, which is great. We get home about 7 in the morning on Sunday, but it's even though, because we make them play under the lights here too, so I don't have a hard time with them. But end of the day, it's a great matchup. It's a good one to get and move forward, and hopefully we can continue to get better this week and line up and play against them.